Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This video is about to discuss the complex numbers and set of complex numbers. The contents of this video lecture are solution of an equation which may be x square plus 1 equal to 0, or such type of equation which are x square plus 4 equal to 0, or x square plus 9 equal to 0. First of all, we will discuss that what will be the solution of such type of equations. Then we will discuss the brief history of complex number, and at that point we will also answer this question, that why we need the study of complex number, and then we will switch for the definition and the different concept regarding complex number. Before to discuss the contents of this lecture, we will briefly revise the previous video lecture. The previous video lecture is actually about the background knowledge or background concepts regarding the complex number. So background knowledge for the study of complex number are actually we need to study some important sets. Those important sets are set of natural number, important sets of numbers. So in a previous lecture we discussed in detail some important sets, which are set of natural number, set of whole number, which is also known as non-negative integer, set of integers, set of rational number, set of irrational number, and at last we discussed set of real number. You all know from the previous lecture that set of real number contain all these sets. So let's say this is a natural number. So natural number is a subset of whole number. So diagrammatically we can show that this diagram shows that this n contains nw, and w also contain one element which is not present in n, that is 0. Similarly, the whole numbers are also present in the set of integers. So for that we can make the diagram like this. This is w, this is z. So it shows that z is a superset for these two sets, means these two sets are the subset of z. Then set of rational number, this also contain the remaining, and set of irrational number are not a superset for any of them. So this is set of irrational number. So now when you combine, or when you take the union of set of rational number and set of irrational number, so you will get a real number. So now this is the whole diagram. This is R. So you see that R is such a set which contain all these sets, mean all these sets are the subsets of R. So R is in fact, set of real number is the largest set. We discussed this in detail. Now this real numbers are actually provides background for the study of complex numbers, Now before to switch towards the contents of this video, remember that every real number, let's say let x belongs to R, the square of any real number will be always greater than 0, mean the square of every real number is always positive, Now is it possible that we have a number, let's say y, and the square of y is less than 0. Mean, is it possible that the square of a number become negative? Mean y square is equal to -1 or -10 or -20. So then the question arises that is this is possible? Before to discuss this point, remember that when you solve algebraic equations like x minus 5 equal to 0, this implies that x is equal to 5. Now you see that this x belongs to set of real number. So whenever we solve any algebraic equation, so the solution we get from that algebraic equation, is actually belong to set of real numbers. For example, you see here x minus 5 equal to 0. When you solve this equation for x, you will get x is equal to 5. X is a real number, because up to now we know that the largest or the biggest set is real number. Any number which comes to our mind now must belong to set of real number. Now if I solve 2x minus 1 is equal to 0, this is also a linear algebraic equation, so you will get x is equal to 1 by 2. This is also a real number. So whenever you solve algebraic equation or which may be linear, quadratic, cubic, biquadratic, so you must see to the answer that in which set the answer mean the value of the unknown lies. So now in this case you see that the values of the answer lies in the set of real number. Now if I switch to the algebraic equation which is quadratic, you see that x square minus 9 equal to 0. So this implies that x square is equal to 9, implies that x is equal to plus minus 3. So now we know that plus 3 is also belongs to set of real number, minus 3 is also belong to set of real number. So now there is no confusion when you are solving such type of equation. But if you consider equation of a type x square plus 1 equal to 0, then how you can solve this equation? What will be the solution of this equation? The definition of the solution is those values of the unknown which satisfies the original equation. Satisfies the original equation mean when you plug the value of the unknown here, you will get left hand side equal to right hand side. By plugging 5 here, you will get 5 minus 5 equal to 0, 0 equal to 0. So it means that for x is equal to 5, this equation is satisfied. So this is called the solution. Now the question arises that what will be the solution of this equation? X square plus 1 equal to 0. Now if you shift 1 on the right side, it will become minus 1. Now in this case you clearly see that the square of a number is negative. X square is equal to minus 1. So for finding the value of x, this is x square, so the inverse of the square is square root. So to find out the x, you must need to apply square root on both sides. So by taking square root on both sides, you will get x will be equal to taking square root on both sides. This is plus minus square root of minus 1. Now square root of minus 1 does not belongs to set of real number, and up to now we know that the biggest set or the largest set is set of real number. But in this case the solution which come from this equation is actually plus minus square root of minus 1. This equation has two solutions because this is a quadratic equation. According to fundamental theorem of algebra, the degree of the equation must be equal to the number of the roots or the number of the solution that you get. So this is a quadratic. So from that fundamental theorem of algebra, the solution of this equation must be two values which will satisfy this equation. So now those two values are plus square root minus 1 and minus square root of minus 1. But now if you see to these two values, square root of -1 is not a real number, and we know the largest set is a set of real number. Now it is obvious that square root of -1 is a number, but this doesn't belongs to set of real number. So from here the mathematician get the idea that set of real number doesn't contain all the numbers. From here the mathematician gets the idea that there must be some other sets which contain such type of numbers. So to solve such type of equations, you will get this solution. This contains square root of -1. Now in which set this square root of -1 belongs? This is not a real number. So if this is not a real number, so it means that this number is not rational, irrational, natural, whole, integer. So up to now we know different number sets, and this square root of -1 doesn't belongs to any of them. So in which set this square root of -1 belongs? This is a question arises. Now for this question we will discuss some history. In fact, the square root of a negative number does not exist in a real number system was recognized by Greeks. This point which we discussed here, that the square root of -1 doesn't belong to set of real number, are initially recognized or find out by the Greeks, that the square root of negative number, the square root of any negative number, it may be -2, -3, -10, -20, but the square root of any negative number does not belong to set of real number. This was recognized by the Greeks. After that, in 1150, this is an Indian mathematician, he says there is no square root of a negative quantity in the set of real number. This point is same like this, that this point also means that the square root of -1 does not belong to set of real number. After that, in 1625, Albert accepted that the square root of a negative number, he says that square root of a negative number is actually a number, and he said that this will enable us to get as many roots as the degree of the equation. This means that you see that x square plus 1 equal to 0. So we get the solution of x is equal to plus minus square root of -1. So you clearly see that here the degree is 2. So the number of roots or the number of solutions are 2 plus square root -1 minus square root -1. Root mean solution. So for the first time, square root of -1 is accepted by this mathematician, and he says that this square root of -1 will provide as many roots as the degree of that equation is. After that, Euler was the first mathematician, a very famous mathematician, was the first to introduce a symbol iota for this square root of -1. This square root of -1 is denoted by this symbol which is known as iota, right, as small I. So for the first time, Euler introduced that we will denote square root of -1 by iota. This is just a convention. And after that, a mathematician Gauss in 1832, he defined the set of complex number. But before to discuss the set of complex number, this square root of -1 which is denoted by iota introduced by Euler is known as imaginary unit. Imaginary unit. Imaginary unit. Now, the definition of a complex number. Complex number. I hope you will get the idea that why we need the why we need the study of the square root of -1, because when you solve such type of equation you will get the solution which contains square root of -1. Now up to now you all know that the largest set is the set of real number, but the square root of -1 does not belong to set of real number. So it means that there is another set. So mathematicians think that there is another set. So now we are going towards that set. That what will be that set? That set is actually known as complex number, set of complex number. So now we are defining the set of complex number. A number is written in the form of a plus b iota, where ab must belongs to set of real number and iota is equal to square root of -1 is the imaginary unit. If a number is written in the form of a plus b iota, then such type of number is called complex number. Such type of number is called complex number. So, coming towards the definition. In 1832, Gauss, a German mathematician, gave the concept of a complex number as a plus b iota, where a and b are real number. The real number a is called the real part of the complex number a plus b iota, and the real number b is called its imaginary part. Its imaginary part. Now, if I consider an example, let's say 4 plus 3 iota. So in this case you clearly see that this 4 plus 3 iota is in the form of a plus b iota. Here in this case a is equal to 4, b is equal to 3. This is a real number, this is a real number, and iota is equal to square root of -1. So now this 4 plus 3 iota is written in the form of a plus b iota. So this 4 plus 3 iota is a complex number. In this 4 plus 3 iota, 4 is the value of a. This is called the real part. This is called the real part of this complex number. And the value of b, when you compare 4 plus 3 iota with a plus b iota, is equal to 3. So this b is the imaginary part. Remember, this is not the imaginary number. This b is imaginary part. Most of the students are confused when the question comes that what is the imaginary part of a complex number. So imaginary part of a complex number is actually a real number. This imaginary part doesn't include iota. Now this is the real part and this is the imaginary part. Now you see that the number which is written in the form of a plus b iota is called a complex number. The real number a is called the real part of the complex number of a plus b iota, and the real number b is called its imaginary part. Now, to emphasize, the imaginary part does not include a factor iota. Mean just b is the imaginary part, not b iota. That is, the imaginary part is b, not b iota. Actually, in this complex number a plus b iota, a is the real part, b is the imaginary part of this complex number. Usually complex numbers are denoted by capital Z. So this is the notation for a complex number a plus b iota. So the real part of a complex number is written as denoted by Re of Z is equal to a. This is the real part, and imaginary part im of z mean imaginary part of a complex number z is equal to b. This is the imaginary part. This a is also called pure real number because this is a pure real number, and this b iota, now the factor iota is included with b iota is called pure imaginary number. This is a pure imaginary number. So please remember that the imaginary part of a complex number doesn't contain iota. For example, what is the imaginary part? You need to find out the imaginary part of a complex number 7 minus 4 iota. So the imaginary part of this complex number is equal to minus 4, and in this case pure imaginary number is minus 4 iota. Pure imaginary number contain iota is a factor. Imaginary part doesn't contain iota is a factor. So see that the complex number minus 3 plus 2 iota has a real part a equal to minus 3 and imaginary part b equal to 2. A real number a can be regarded as a complex number a plus 0 iota whose imaginary part is 0. This pure real number can also be written as a is equal to a plus 0 iota. So it means that every real number is a complex number because every real number can be written in such form. Mean their imaginary part must be 0. If I write 10 is equal to 10 plus 0 iota. If I write minus 19, this is minus 19 plus 0 iota. If I write minus 1 by 3, this is equal to minus 1 by 3 plus 0 iota. If I write minus square root 3 divided by 4, so this is minus square root 3 divided by 4 plus 0 iota. So this is a real number, but all these real number can be written in this form. So this is the form of a plus b iota. So according to the definition of a complex number, these real numbers are also complex number. So it means that every real number is a complex number. Every real number is a complex number. But the converse is not true. For example, but the converse is not true. Converse mean every complex number need not to be a real number. For example, 4 plus 3 iota. So this is a complex number, but this is not a real number. This is a complex number, but this is not a real number. So you see that a real number a can be regarded as a complex number. So from here you get that every real number is a complex number whose imaginary part is 0. A purely imaginary number b iota is a complex number whose real part is 0. So for the pure imaginary number the real part is 0, and for the pure real number imaginary part is 0. Both are complex number. Pure real number is also a complex number, pure imaginary number is also a complex number, but for the case of pure real number the imaginary part is 0, and for the case of pure imaginary number the real part is 0. Note, imaginary number is a complex number that can be written as a real number multiplied by a imaginary unit iota. For example, 2 iota. So you see that this is actually a complex number which is written in the product of a real number and imaginary unit, which is defined by its property iota square is equal to minus 1. We all know that the value of iota is equal to square root of minus 1. So this implies that iota square is equal to minus 1. So this is iota square is equal to minus 1. The square of any imaginary number b iota will be equal to minus b square, because when you take the square of an imaginary number b iota, so this will become b square iota square, and you know iota square is equal to minus 1, so this become minus b square. So when you take the square of imaginary number, it become a real number. This is an imaginary number, pure imaginary number. This is also a complex number. This is also a complex number. Remember, every number is a complex number because every number can be written in the form of a plus b iota. So when you take the square of imaginary number, you will get a real number. For example, minus 5 is a pure imaginary number and its square is minus 25. This means that the square of any imaginary number will always be negative and a real. Negative and a real. 0 is considered to be both real and imaginary. For example, 0 is always considered real as well as imaginary, because 0 can be equal to 0 and 0 can be written as 0 iota, and this 0 is also a complex number. That every number is a complex number because this can be written as 0 is equal to 0 plus 0 iota. So for the case of the 0, its real and imaginary part both are 0. Example, 1 divided by 4 iota, this is pure imaginary number, and minus iota are pure imaginary number. We also discussed this notation. The notation for the z of complex number are for the set of complex number are this z, and the real part of complex number is denoted by re of z, which is equal to a if the complex number is a plus b iota, and the imaginary part of the complex number a plus b iota is im of z is equal to b. So if a complex number is 2 plus 3 iota, so its real part is 2 and its imaginary part will be equal to 3. Okay, so this is the brief discussion about the set of complex number. We discussed the definition and the background knowledge as well as the different equation, that what is the solution of x square plus 1 and so on. So this is enough for this video lecture. Inshallah, in next video lecture we will discuss different forms of a complex number. We will discuss the ordered pair form of a complex number. So inshallah, in the coming video we will discuss the set builder notation for the set of complex number and the geometrical representation and the ordered pair form of a complex number. Thank you.